Hello again, Jackie Bluhm here. Hopefully, had all kinds of computer problems, phone problems. It's one of those days, you just better go back to bed. So, how is everyone? Let me find my video so I can make sure I stay where I'm supposed to be. And we will get started. So how's everybody doing? Did anybody look up the one I told you about? Okay, there I am. Still a little crooked. Let's see if we can change that. All right. Looks like we're staying live, so that's good. Check that one off the list. All right. I'm kind of frazzled, so bear with me. So what we're talking about today is this nice set of decorative dies, and it is 165380, the fancy border dies. It was online in February, and I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like when you die cut them. So here's just what each one of those shapes gives you. You can notice that this one, it cuts out the hearts, and this one, it cuts out, I guess you would call it the negative part, or the positive part, and leaves you the negative part. And that's what the dies look like. So I'll get my fingers out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to push those up here. And then I'm going to talk just a second about what I was trying to tell you last week about how to cut stuff out. Because the dies give you such a narrow outline, you know, there's not much negative space there. It is hard to put them over the top because you can't see to which side you're going to be on. So what I do is I just take a negative and I line it up, and I'm trying to look over the camera and through the ring, and I can't see very well. Let me go underneath, sorry. Hold on, let me sit down. Okay, and hopefully my head doesn't get in the way. So what you do is you can line it up like so, and then tape these two together, and then this just fits right in there. Oops, if you do it right, this will sit in here like so, and that's important that you set it right back in there where it was, and I should have used a bigger die, like so, and then tape it all down and then run it through. And so again, what I do is I tape this down to my cutting surface on my cutting, and then I tape this one down, and then I stick this in. It kind of just falls in like so, and then take that down, then run it through. Okay, so that's that. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me put this away before I lose it, and we will get on to other things. So I did have a couple of past cards that I found. Here's one using this one of the dies, okay? And I cut it off of the card, just put some paper there. This is kind of the same thing, but using the hearts one with a little peekaboo, okay? So those are ones that are from a past video that you can go and look at. And what I did new today was this one. So this has a couple of new things that I wanted to show you. First one is the stamp set. Oops, as everything falls down. The stamp set along these lines, which is kind of a cool stamp set. And I think I showed that one last week. All right, and then I use the arch dies for that shape. And get that out of the way. And then I use the, this is Strawberry Slush. This one right here, the words, and that little piece is a new color. And then I used the Celebratory Sips paper, which I used that last time too, and that's right here. And I also punched those little hearts out of this pattern paper. So you can see I have a bunch of little, I've started a heart collection, I guess you would say. So there's that. And then I used this pretty paper. And this is upside down. Flower Garden Foils. It's a specialty paper. And there's 2 pieces of each. So that's, hopefully you can see that pattern that's on there. Yes, I believe you can. You can see that pattern. So there's 2 sheets of that. I think. Let me see. Let's just pull it all out. It'll be easier. Minus my pieces. So there's 2 of this silver with 2 different patterns. So there's a flower pattern and kind of a geometric pattern. Okay? Oop, that's a little bit in your face, isn't it? Okay. Then there's that same flower. I'll put it down here. Maybe that'll be better. And that same geometric. I don't think I'm saying that right this morning. Okay. Okay. And then you have this one. Let me see. Hold on. Let me tell you what the colors are. It's Cloud Cover was the first one, not silver. Pretty in Pink. And Strawberry Slush, which is one of the new. So 2 of the new colors are in there. All right. So this is the new Strawberry Slush, and that one's probably the easiest to see the pattern. So there's a flower pattern, and then a kind of a girl and a guy pattern, if you will. Pretty in Pink, Strawberry Slush, and Cloud Cover, which I'll have to put this next to Cloud Cover because I thought it was more silver, but you know, when you line it up with stuff, sometimes it changes color. Oh yeah. Okay. So I cut this off. I put a piece of that pretty paper, just 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch of that. I cut it off straight. That's why there's this piece, because I had to cut it again. I'm not foolproof. And then I put another little piece because this looked kind of stark in between the white and the pattern. Okay. Little happy birthday. And these are the colors I used. I used the light Berry Burst alcohol marker, and then the Stampin' Right markers. I used the Strawberry Slush and the new Timid Tiger to color in the cake. And then I put some Wink of Stella on this white part of the cake, which I will probably have to take a still picture because you can't see it. It's there, but you can't see it. And then I just use those little dots as a little accent piece. Okay. And here's what the Strawberry Slush looks like in a little bit bigger piece. All right. So this is the word set that I used, Simply Said. It was in last year's, and I told all the local peeps to buy it because I would be using it a lot, and I'm using it again. And let's show you some more new stuff. So I used a new embossing folder, and I'm kind of going back to what I did a week or so ago. This is such a cool one, and again, this is in with the SIPs one. It's called Glass and Gardens embossing folders. There's actually 2 in there, and they're the little ones. So they are 6 1/4 by about 3 1/4. Okay, here is the cheers and sips that goes with that paper pack. So I'm using this one and this one next. And this die, or this cut from the die, okay? And I also used these 2 banners for my words. And this is Stylish Shapes, which is still going to be around. Yay. And I just put my extra bits in there. Then I have them. Okay, so I'm taking a white card base and these two colors. This is the new, oops, and it's not quite closed, Darling Duckling and Secret Sea. Got a white piece of card base, and I picked this out of the DSP paper. I went ahead and cut this out first, then emboss. If you do it the other way around, the embossing gets squished and you don't get as good a embossed look on it, okay? And I'm just gonna build this with you. So what I need to do is figure out where I want this. And I think I want it where the white is in the middle and the yellow is like that. So I'm gonna take it over here to my little cutting area, or my little glue pad, if you will. And I just put some adhesive, minus my hair. I put some adhesive in those little corners, okay? So now I can just drop it onto here where I want it to go. And then we will cut that off of there. And that's the other side. Now this is cloud cover too. I can't see where I'm going, so let's put it this way. All right. Oh, the sun's trying to poke out. All right, there we go. Get rid of that. And we got the card base. And I think I'm just gonna put it flat. Trying to stay on camera. Oh, the sun's coming in. All right. So because this is textured, oops, I missed just a little bit of that. Okay. And a little bit on this side. You never want to cut your top piece, so it's kind of intimidating. All right. So just checking the camera. Good. So because this is so embossed, and you could have used either side, you want to make sure you put a lot of adhesive when you're gluing it down. Okay? I mean, overkill, right? And then I always put a bead in between here. Oh, I forgot to do that bottom part. Sorry. A little bit to kind of sandwich with glue my two pieces, my layers, okay? All right, let's see. Am I staying on camera? Yes. All right, so what I like to do is put it on a line, and that's 5 inches. One, if you start out straight, you'll end up straight, hopefully. And I got an inch here and not quite an inch there, so I want to come in between those two and then just bring it down to where I want and put that on. Okay. So there's that piece. And let's get our words on there. Some little thank you. And I'm going to put this piece on, the word part, and I'm not going to put the other part on yet, because I want to tuck some of these goodies in, okay? And I think I want to raise up part of those. So I've got my 2 different sizes, because I'm probably going to need some different sizes. Oh, don't know what that is. And I kind of want that to be about there. And I'm thinking that I would like a couple of these. Because I know that other flower is that blue, I want to make sure I have enough of the green. Odd numbers, remember, of the green kind of poking around. Okay, I'll come like that. So an easy way to do this is to put your adhesive, a chunk of it, on the back of here, and then you can just set that down on there. Actually, let's get these on here first, I guess. Very delicate operation here. And I don't know that I need 3. I think I might just do 2. I am just having a heck of a time. All right. And you notice there's no adhesive on there, and that's for a reason. So I'm going to do that. Let's see. Let's find a line. Make sure we're straight. Sorry, guys. I got to stand up, and I'm mumbling, so sorry about that, too. All right. So I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to go in with these little guys. And I'm going to take off the other side. Stick it to there. So I can pop these up. So that glues them down and pops them up. Gives me the best of both worlds. So it's stuck to the banner, and it's also stuck with the little foam dots. If I can keep it off my fingers. If your hands are dry, it's gonna be fun. Okay, let's do one more. I know it's like watching paint dry, isn't it? I hope I didn't scare everybody off with the video not working. I'm gonna have to start doing them on YouTube, I think. Oh my goodness, really? Why will you stick to my hands but not? Oops, that one didn't get glued down, so it's a good thing we're putting this on there. Okay. And now I'm going to take a little glue dot. Since that one wasn't glued down, we'll just make sure. And we'll put a little glue dot behind here. Just to make sure it stays glued. And another one on here. There we go. And then I think we need a little bling for that. And I'm going to pull in the in colors for 25 through 27. I think those yellow ones would be really pretty. I think we want to use the pink ones. We could use a dark one. So I'm going to get a dark one to maybe put. This is always the most difficult. Where to put it. Keep going back to there, so let's just put it there. And let's see. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can put it on here and kind of move it around, or you can just use the sheet and say, do I like that? Or do I not like that? And I like to put stuff up in the bits and pieces, if you will. So I'm going to take a couple of, and I like to vary the size that you're using too. So 1, 2, we already have 3, we're going to be off, but that's okay. And then another one right in here. And a lot of times I'll take a picture of it and see where I want it to be. Sometimes that'll help too. And this is a little bit up, so I think I'm going to take a little bit bigger glue dot. And just make sure that that stays down. There we go. Probably should have one on that side too, since we're doing it, right? Since we're putting glue dots on them, we got to share. All right, so there we go. How do you like that? So it's a different way of using the die, the negative, or you know, the die, and it's a different way of using the paper. And it's just those 2 colors. It makes it really cohesive. And I think the only other thing I might have done would be right here, around here, maybe a real thin 1/8 of an inch of this Darling Duckling. Might have been really pretty around the edge. And that is class today. So let me push some stuff out of the way. And the 2 cards that I made today, which is your favorite? Don't know why that one won't stay down. There we go. Do you like number 1 or number 2? Are you going to try some of what I taught you today? I hope so. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. And as always, thank you for shopping with me. Appreciate it. And I will see you next Friday with another new video. And hopefully we won't have the problems that we had this morning. I hope you have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.